What's going on, gamers? Hopefully everyone's having a great weekend. I took a nap again and just woke up, but I see this popped up on Twitter and I kind of want to address this, and we're going to make it make sense again because I don't know why people keep on talking about this like this is going to do anything against PlayStation or help Xbox. It's not going to. It doesn't really matter. And you're going to see what it launches. All this other stuff is just manipulated and people just trying to gaslight Sony. That's where they're going to stay. Nobody's leaving their profiles. Or like I said, the true remedy to Sony ending physical is going to Nintendo Switch 2. That's the only remedy. Outside of that, it doesn't really matter anywhere else. Because here's the title. As you see, Xbox may keep disc support amid industry shift to digital. And this came from John over at Digital Foundry. As we know, he said that. And he was sharing some sources that he had. Now, here's the thing. I don't think it's bad that Microsoft is doing this. I think it's great to keep that option. Like, they've been keeping that option the whole time, but it didn't help them out. It never did. And we know what's going on in the Xbox world. They have 90% digital, higher than anybody in the industry besides PC, which is 100%. You know what I mean? And then we saw Nintendo's number, which they say 38.5% physical in the Nintendo world, or you could round that off to 40% if you want to include like what you think is too much added into digital. But the point is that that's where the solution is at. Plus you can have that on the go and you can have that docked. And you'd be supporting an amazing ecosystem, which is significantly better than Xbox's. But my thing here is that whether Xbox does disc support or not, and what this means, guys, is that it's not going to come with a disc drive. The Helix is going to be diskless. It's going to be like the PS5 Pro situation where when you want to get it, because the price is going to be so ridiculous, it'll cost a lot more money to do that. You're going to have the option to get like some USB external disk drive. It's going to be something like that. And I think Sony can do the same thing. But whether they do that or not, what people need to understand is that what that literally means is that you'll be able to play older games with your disc or do the positron system. Now, if all these developers go with Sony, right? Since Sony has the biggest third-party support in the industry, and they say they're not doing physical, then how is it going to change anything? This is what I'm trying to tell you. The medium is going to move with Sony, just like Rockstar is moving with Sony for GTA 6, and they're doing the biggest push of all time. So you could do whatever you want. But guess what? In the Nintendo world, you have to get a key card. So you would still have something like that if GTA went to Switch 2. I saw somebody saying that wasn't going to happen. I'm like, why would it not happen? It can run on the Series S. It can run on the Switch 2. You don't know what you're talking about. Anything can run on the Switch 2. They can run on Series S. But anyways, yeah, if the developers are going all digital with PlayStation, then what does it matter? You're just going to only be able to play older games. And that would just be what's available in the Xbox world at that point. You're still not getting all those money hats that PlayStation has. You're not getting any PlayStation exclusives or second-party games or future PlayStation exclusives. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not going to change that. The closest thing you're going to get is those games that didn't come to Xbox, came to Switch 2, and you can get them in that world. So that's what I have to say about that starting off on this video. So become a member for $3. Leave a tip down below. Like, comment, subscribe. Here we go. So it says Digital Foundry's John Linneman shared the sources described Microsoft's pre-reset vision for Xbox hardware, including disc support and strong backwards compatibility to keep old games playable. That's what this literally is about. That's what I was trying to tell you. Like the new games after 2028, if they all go digital, there's nothing you can do about that. If it's all still like Halo Combat Evolved, then it won't matter. Playable, possibly. CC says possibly. This is not a fact. Possibly external drives or disk to digital options. See, that's what this literally means. It doesn't mean that you're going to have physical disc after 2028. And if a new game came out in 2028, say like Destiny 3 came out, if Bungie is saying this is all digital with Sony, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Doesn't. This speculation covered by IGN contrasts with Sony's move to end new PlayStation disc production in January 2028. Yeah, because that's what the majority of the industry is doing. And I told you before, the Xbox Series generation is Series S support and Game Pass and cloud. And even if they did do that, like I said, it's not going to help you compete against PlayStation. Nobody's going to care, and nobody's going to support the Xbox Helix. Definitely when they see the price of it. There's so many factors that you could realize, plus the brand damage, that no matter what you think Xbox cannot compete with PlayStation anymore. It is over. And that's just me being realistic here. I'm not going to sit here and get in some pipe dream and believe that's going to happen again one day. I'm sorry, it's over. Sparking fans cheers like time to buy an Xbox for those who prize physical ownership and offline play. I kind of feel like those people really don't have the intelligent points they should have, because their offline play is worse than PlayStation's. We saw that when Xbox Live went down. Some of your physical games could not even be played, and your libraries are completely unplayable. In the PlayStation world, when you go offline, you can still play your games. Definitely if your console is primary, everything works still. The only thing that's not going to work is a game that requires you to be online. Xbox's world is actually worse in that. They actually have different categories of what could be offline. So you thinking that it's going to get better over there means that you really do not understand how this industry actually works. They don't prize physical ownership. They have been trying to destroy physical ownership and put codes in the boxes since last gen. Well, PlayStation has been preserving it this whole time. They just made a huge decision to tell you that in 2028, they are going to end that. But meanwhile, this whole generation, Series S diskless is the most sold console in the Xbox world. And PS5 disk drive is the most sold console in the PlayStation world. And they were trying to get you to get on Game Pass in the Xbox world. So this is where I'm saying, like, the only solution is Nintendo Switch 2. That's it. There we go. That's why at the end it says right here, Nintendo still sees physical sales as 38.5% of its software, pretty much rounded up to 40%. You could say that. While Microsoft stays silent on next-gen Project Helix plans. Yeah, you need to realize, like, to me, it doesn't make sense to say I'm going to give you a physical drive if I'm making the positron system to get you to take your disk and convert them into digital. If I'm giving you a disk drive, why do I need to make that system? Because the primary people that are going to be getting it, they know. Hey, I'm just saying, like, if I'm giving you a disk drive option, because you have to spend more money, right? Yeah, why am I giving you a disk drive? No, I'm trying to tell you to take your physical game and make it into a digital license for Project Helix. Not for Xbox Series X or Xbox One. You already have the disc for that. That's what makes me kind of like say, well, once again, this makes sense, right? Because it's Microsoft, where there's more just chaos and confusion again, where all this stuff is all over the place. And it's like, how about let's just shut all this down and then just say what you're going to do, right? What's the point of all this secret stuff? Like, it doesn't really matter anyways. Nobody's going to buy your hardware. I mean, it's just going to be diehard Xbox fanboys and a couple butthurt people that over complain about physical instead of realizing that the majority of the industry is actually digital. I'm not saying that I think that you're being annoying for fighting for physical. I'm saying that it's annoying for you to think that somehow, because if Microsoft is going to do this, they win next gen. Like, something is wrong with your understanding. It's not going to even come close to that. It's actually not going to make much of a difference at all. That's how bad it is on the Xbox world. And that's how diluted the brand is and damaged the hardware is. So that's what I was trying to say. Like, Digital Foundry saying sources have told them that Microsoft is planning to continue support for physical game discs with the aim of prioritizing backwards compatibility. Like, that to me is cool, but it won't do anything. And he says, oh, they will sell their 10 copies of games in stores. That's what I'm saying. And all that stuff is like either code in a box. You still have to get online. You have to get a physical verification. Like, it's not what you think. And you need to see how this will be working for games in 2028 and what actually third-party publishers are going to be doing. Because outside of that, it's just Xbox exclusives that are mostly, oh, I can go on Game Pass. You ain't trying to get no disc for that. It's all fake. And you can go over there, but you ain't getting PlayStation exclusives, and you're not getting those money hats. You're going to be missing out on tons of games. Do not listen to people on Twitter. I'm telling you, it's always fake. Wait till you actually see real results. Then you will see how things are actually going to play out. Until then, we're going to be making videos about it. But to me, I'm going to tell you like I tell you when it comes to anything else. It's all going to fade out. And most people are going to, leftover, going to go to digital, and they're going to stick with PlayStation. And it's all a bunch of noise online. That's what I believe. Because it's the horde. What do you expect? Game on disc, and I'll switch to Xbox. Like, all this stuff to me is just a small medium, and it's a very, very, very minute percentage. And I don't believe they're going to do much. Let's see what happens when stuff actually hits the fans. You start seeing all the games and the way things are actually going to work, and then see people's decision. You guys know what I'm talking about. But all this stuff like 2 years early, man, I don't believe any of that stuff. Xbox is on the green list of honor. The disc war, team physical versus team digital. You know what's so funny? Is that they really believe that Microsoft cares about physical disc. And I always thought that that type of stuff to me was absolutely hilarious. You are in for a rude awakening. Like I said, this company tried to have you offline for 24 hours back in 2013. Telling you that even you couldn't even lend it or sell or do anything after that. That was literally their true face if it would have worked. And then they're trying to get you on a renting service, a cloud service, and to put codes in the boxes. They don't care about physical. They went and did the movement to sell Black Ops on PlayStation full digital only and ended up selling 11.2 million copies and made hundreds of millions of dollars with Sony recently. During that, and put Modern Warfare 3 that same month on PlayStation Plus. What are you talking about? They made more Series S models for a reason. All of them are trying to push you into the cloud. That's where Microsoft wins. Microsoft doesn't win no physical because nobody buys games over there. So what makes you think they're going to go to the store and buy a physical game? It's incredibly low in the Xbox world. Matt Piscatella said it's terrible. And anybody thinking that, Daniel Amat said the same thing. They don't know what they're talking about. Don't nobody buy physical copies in the Xbox world. It's so low, it's embarrassing. It might as well not even exist. And those are the stats that were actually shown. The PlayStation physical medium support is massively bigger. And Nintendo is bigger than both of them put together. So the only solution, like I will say it again, is a Nintendo Switch 2 world. Anything outside of that, no. And yeah, Phil Spencer did say this, but that's Phil Spencer. And Nintendo, yeah, like I said, they have the highest right there. Sega did say that, which I think is actually cool. So while you're saying the 2028 transition will move forward, Microsoft has been doing this daily and been supporting that world. They wanted to keep you on a Game Pass model 24/7 and on the cloud. They didn't care about physical. They've been taking their games at the store a long time ago before anybody else. Those shelves in the store were very low. You think those third-party developers are going to be like, oh yeah, because the Xbox Helix was an overpriced console, which ain't going to even sell 10 million copies. Let me go ahead and make disc for that so I can waste my money. Man, they ain't going to do that. Something's wrong with you if you believe that. No. If Sony does it, then they're like, okay, we only got key cards for Nintendo now. Those third-party developers, they are not going to support the Helix. They're going to support PlayStation and make the most money ever going digital only. I'm just telling you the truth. That's what AGN does over here. Anything else outside of that, this is all just people making noise, but it ain't going to change nothing. So that's cool that you're building a 360 library. I have no problem with people literally getting physical copies of stuff and wanting to support physical. There's nothing wrong with that. I explained how important this medium was historically, but this all about Xbox making some comebacks. I said, no, I'm sorry. It's over with. And there's nothing you can do about that. So let me know what you guys actually think about this. And you can read a lot of these posts because it's just what's going to happen. PlayStation dead, all it's like, dude, no, it's not. They're going to hit 100+ million. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. GTA is going to keep selling on there, and they're going to have a next-gen version for that. And PlayStation 6 is going to get a price drop when the market crashes. It'll probably start off at like $800 or something. But it's definitely going to be a PS3 situation with a PS6 at the beginning. I think so. Something like that. So all this stuff, Xbox is always on the good side of history. Like, I for one, I swear when I see these type of posts, guys, after how much damage has been done to the Xbox brand by Microsoft, after how much people they've laid off, after how expensive the console is, after all the anti-consumer choices they made, you have to be probably the slowest person I've seen in a long time make a comment. Xbox is always on the good side of history. They're on the worst side of history. Like by a mile. It's not even close. And you grabbed $100 billion off of Microsoft's corporate pool and still were in a farther sinkhole. Dude, it doesn't get any more worse than that. And you ruined all those developers and lied the whole way through. Like, oh my God, their base is just embarrassing to me. Like, I just do not like reading anything they say because it's just, it annoys me. And that's why sometimes you guys see me get the way I get because I can't just stand just how dumb they are. Like, it's really bad. And that will never help the gaming industry. Just rather that whole thing just be shut down so that we could just focus on gaming actually growing, on companies that actually know how to grow gaming. Say what you want about PlayStation and physical media. It's been that way. We supported that. But they know how to make the industry grow and all third-party developers. Nintendo, same thing. Steam, same thing. When it comes to the Xbox world, it's like, God, it's embarrassing. It's like the biggest embarrassing aspect of the gaming industry historically. And that's what I have to say about that. So become a member. Leave a tip down below. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys actually think about this. Obviously, leave your comments. And if you are a diehard Xbox fan, I don't have anything against you. But it's just some of the stuff these people say here. And it's like, at what point are you going to wake up and smell the coffee? I don't even know if ever. It's really bad. Later, y'all.